I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love. I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love.
Welcome everybody to Thirsty Thursday presents Friends with Benefits at the Black Sheep Cocktail Bar. That was exceptional. Please join me in welcoming to the stage. One is from the whiskey-soaked streets of Dublin, and the other is from the urban underbelly of Brampton. Everybody, Dane Miller and Niall Spain of Fuck Buddies Podcast.
Hello, friends. My name is Dane Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain, and we are your fuck buddies.
We are a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
Simply put, we find questions about sex and dating either online, from our wonderful listeners, or, well, you're also wonderful listeners, but on the table in front of you, you'll see some paper. Feel free to scroll them down. We're going to have 2 breaks. We will collect them during both breaks, and we'll answer them. So write whatever the fuck you want on there.
I mean, make them a question. Like, don't just write whatever you want.
I said what I said.
Okay. I feel like we haven't done the show in a while, but we did one last month. But it's just so dark now. Last time there was sun, and now it's dark.
Yeah, last time the first 30 minutes, maybe like the first 45, we kind of tried to video it sometimes. You couldn't see shit because it was just like blinding everything from behind us. But
now it's sexy again.
Now it's sexy again.
Are you guys feeling sexy?
Those are some sexy whoops.
I like it. Do we want to just do this?
Yeah,
damn thing?
we will let you know one kind of like fun bit of programming. If you want free shots for your table, and by that I mean a chance at free shots for your table, take a picture, take a video, tag us, tag Black Sheep, share it, and in the third part of the show, we will give them out to someone at random. But you have to be public, obviously, or else we're not going to see it, and tag us.
Yes, it's important that you tag both us and Black Sheep for the whole thing to count. I have a couple other things. Our next show is going to be October 26th, so if you have a good time tonight, maybe book ahead of time and let the bar know that you're having a good time and you like it.
Yeah, if we've already done it for you, just book it right now.
I fucking love podcast intros.
Damn, that intro was so good.
And then there's also a bi-weekly burlesque show that's starting up here. The next show is October, Friday the 13th.
Well, shit.
So if you want to maybe see a burlesque dancer die, come on out. Doors at 8, show starts at 9. They have 3 shows. Next one is October 27th, and then November 10th. But who cares about them? This is our show.
Now, I ask this every time, and I probably shouldn't because I know what the answer is going to be. On a scale of 1 to spicy, how spicy would you like your first question?
He was asking me.
How spicy would you like your first question, Dan?
Spicy.
No, I got 2 very spicy ones. So I know this won't be a disaster. Everyone yell out 1 or 2. 2. Fuck, 2, 1.
2.
Easily. Wow. Okay. This is an
Big
anonymous
2 crowd.
An anonymous submission. How do I get my 30-year-old boyfriend, and they're also a 31... Oh, sorry. How do I get my, and the question's by a 30-year-old female, 31-year-old boyfriend to stop peeing/pooping on the toilet seat? 30-year-old female, just moved in with my long-term boyfriend 3 months ago. I notice he forgets to lift the seat when he pees and forgets to wipe. But lately, because he's a bigger dude, the way he fits on the seat, I guess, his butt is too big and he's getting shit all over the back of the toilet seat. We keep fighting about it because when I ask him to clean it, he starts yelling, "It was an accident. Don't be a nagging bitch." But this...
Damn.
But this accident keeps happening. We have this big fight over 2 times already where we're yelling and screaming at each other. He doesn't even wash his hands when he poops. And he hasn't brushed his teeth since May. And he doesn't do any cleaning around the house. We just bought this house together, so it's a bit more complicated than just leaving. But what can I do to help him care about his hygiene and the cleanliness of the house?
The solution is easy. Take the toilet seat away.
No, we did
can't
it.
poop and pee on a toilet seat if it's not there.
Yeah, because that's the only problem here.
Yeah, 100%. Have you tried not nagging?
Thank you. Now we get down to the nitty gritty of it.
Okay, there's so much on the scale of things that need to be addressed. I would say, and I don't say this often, but the poop probably isn't the highest priority.
It is wild that this question starts with, peeing, pooping on the seat, and you're like, well, shit. And then it ends up not
Literally.
really being, that's not really about it.
It's not really about it at all. If you're with a partner and you have, even like in this case, it's a very legitimate concern of being like, please stop pooping on solid objects in our home
And
that
leaving-
shouldn't be pooped on.
And leaving it there.
Yeah. If you bring that up to your partner, and I would say like any sort of issue, if you're like, hey, we cohabitate now and now we need to sort of like discuss our boundaries of things. If the answer is fuck off, you nagging bitch, I would
Be done?
be
I
done.
would be done. Yeah.
My patience for that would be rock bottom.
yeah.
I would not be okay with that. And I think that's 100% something that you need to address, and you need to talk to your partner and be like, hey, here's a couple, I'm going to lay it down very simply. One, me asking you not to cover our home in various bodily fluids and solids
And leave it there.
and leaving it there, I don't think is an unreasonable ask.
No, I would agree.
And then be like, even if it's an accident, even if it is your physiology that, the toilet seat doesn't accommodate your above average butt, then perhaps you can get a bigger toilet seat. Or you look at it and say, oops, I've pooped on that, and then clean it up.
Yeah. But let me talk about something else here. At the time this was posted, it was the end of July. That means it was almost 3 months of not brushing his teeth.
That's, to me, I'm about to have a panic attack because I want to brush my teeth right now.
My teeth feel gritty just thinking about it.
I've taken a sip of a White Claw, and I'm thinking, how many sugars are eroding my teeth right now? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's sugars in White Claw.
There's, alcohol's sugar.
1 gram
There you go.
of sugar. And all I can think about is the irreparable damage it's doing to my teeth right now.
Like, I don't care that you bought a house. You gotta fucking go.
Yeah. I mean, if you've bought a house together, that's fine. People have divorced before. Like, this isn't a new concept to the idea of land ownership. So I think you've definitely got to... Once again, I would say that we as humans hate being called out for things that are gross.
Yeah.
And we say stupid things as a knee-jerk reaction, especially when we get defensive. So I think you need to reframe the conversation. Try to have one that's not accusatory. And look, you're in the fucking right.
For sure.
But in order to have a productive conversation, you need the person you're having a conversation with to be receptive to the things you're saying instead of feeling like they just need to defend themselves, because that's how you scream and yell and then nothing gets done. So you need to have a calm conversation about why it's unacceptable for an adult man to poop on a toilet seat.
And leave it there.
And leave it there. And it's not one that I don't think any adult human should have with another adult human being, but sometimes they need to be had, especially... You have no idea his like growing up situation, and you know what I mean. And like maybe it is a physiological issue. Get a bigger toilet seat.
Surely there are options if that's the case.
There's got to be. You're not the only person with a big butt.
Yeah. So, Dane's right about like the defensiveness. So, if you're willing to give it a shot, try to have the conversation in a safe environment when there's no, heated spirits. But like, at this point, I think I'd be done. I fucking know I'd be done.
Yeah, I mean, because like you can also like, I find that giving examples of a sort of like a mirrored instance helps.
So you
illustrate-
need to shit on something of his.
I mean, it wasn't where I was going, but I mean, if you need to make a power move, sometimes you gotta shit on something that belongs to another person.
It's true.
I was gonna say, it's like, sure, it was an accident, great, but if I had a bottle of pickles and then drop them all over the floor, I wouldn't look at them and be like, damn, what an accident, and then fucking walk away. I would clean up both the glass and the pickles.
And the brine, I hope.
No, I'd leave that there.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, yeah.
The environment will take care of that.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, one chat, and if that chat doesn't go well, bail. Or just bail.
Yeah,
and also, if you guys, like, break up and have to sell the house, watch him stop shitting on things, because guess what? You won't sell the house for much if there's fucking feces everywhere.
I mean, that could be a power move to keep the house.
Damn, you're right.
I don't know. This is from a Reddit user named Disposable66467. My boyfriend told me he slipped and slid a finger inside himself whilst masturbating. Is he hinting? My boyfriend has told me
Definitely
on
not.
2 occasions that whilst he is masturbating, his hand slipped and his finger ended up entering inside of his anus. A male friend has told me that accidentally slipping would be practically impossible and convinced it's my boyfriend's way of hinting that he wants me to peg him. I've asked him and he said it's disgusting and insisted it was an accident. So yeah, any guys can shed some light on this? How easy is it for your finger to accidentally enter you while masturbating? I do really like the fact that in this question they use the word whilst every time, and it's great. Surely, it'd be a bit of a mission to get your hand anywhere near your anus in the first place.
No, I trust this guy. So, next question.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's all happened to us, right? Every guy? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, sometimes when I'm on stage, I reach for my drink and I'm like, oh shit. And then
Oh,
it's
no.
like, it's a whole moment.
If it's, hey guys, we need you to be really fucking cool with us tonight, that if we accidentally slip a finger inside of our ass,
Yeah.
that you don't judge us.
Yeah, because, like, come on. It's fucking 2023. No, there's no way in hell that happens.
I like, in my mind, to picture sort of positions where this could happen.
Unless you're, like, you're reaching around from behind,
That-
you've
yep.
spilt an entire bucket of lube,
Uh-huh.
which both has coated your entire lower
Yeah.
body and the ground,
Yep.
which is why you slipped.
Huh?
Even then, once is not that realistic, but twice?
Twice?
That's so much lube.
So you want to hear how I'm picturing it?
Okay.
He's lying on his back so his head's down here and
Yeah.
his legs are up and over his head.
Sure.
He's pushing his penis between his legs towards his butt and he's stroking outwards. And then
On the return, he snags a fingy.
exactly. He's on one of those boards that like build your core. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
the vibrating one.
He's
Okay,
on one of those.
all right, yeah.
He's on one of those guys.
Yeah.
And one thing leads to another.
Even
Oops.
then, I'd give it to him once. But twice?
But once, accident. Oops.
Yeah, twice.
Really bad.
You're fishing for it.
No, second, I'll give it to him the second time because, like, you want to see if you can actually do it. Right? Like, I'm not a quitter. So if it happened to me the first time, I would want to be like, let's see if I can do it again.
That's fair.
But right. Not that there's anything wrong with putting a finger inside your butt. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that if you don't want it to happen, it is the wrong outcome for your session.
And the thing is, let's imagine for a moment he is telling the truth. Why then go and tell people if it's something you don't like or want? And was this, unless you're just like, you won't believe it. You will not believe it. Like, once, sure, blew my mind. But twice? I think Jesus wants me to do it.
Rebecca, you're not going to believe it. It's fucking happened again. God damn it.
Does he just yell Eureka from a fucking room in the back?
Yeah. No, okay, here's the thing. Maybe this man is looking for a introduction into ass play.
Yeah, I would say so. Thank you.
Maybe. Again, it could have been an accident. I don't know necessarily if you want to jump right to, is he looking to be pegged? Because I feel like that's a jump, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
If you have to buy gear, it's a jump.
Yeah. So there's plenty of reasons and ways and times, and it's entirely okay. We talk about it a lot. Just because if you're a heterosexual man, wanting to engage in ass play doesn't make you any less straight, so long as you are participating in heterosexual sex.
For sure.
Right? Like having a woman do things to your butt is still very heterosexual. There's
sure.
nothing gay about it. So I want to make sure we're not casting dispersions. Is that the right word?
Casting aspersions.
Aspersions.
Yeah.
Yes. About ass play. So But if you
Nothing wrong with
want to
it.
test the water, don't immediately yell at the water once you've tested it. You know what I mean?
What?
So I'm like, if you're like, hey, I want to like,
Oh, yes,
maybe
if you're like, hey, are you into
maybe
that?
I want to put something inside my ass, and
Yeah.
then you touch,
And they're
that.
like, I'm offering something, and you're like, it's gross, fuck you.
yeah, I hate it. Don't
Yeah.
ever.
No, you gotta if you're the partner in this situation, I would be like, hey, one, I gotta know how it happened, right? And then
Please.
tell us, because I also gotta know how it happened.
Yeah.
So that step one for everyone's sanity, the audience, ours, yours. Step
Please.
two, be like, look, if you want to engage in some stuff, again, don't jump straight to pegging. Be like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
If you're down, if
Yeah.
you're not,
if you didn't like it, then it's fine. But if you did,
we can experiment.
yeah, it's like that O.J. Simpson book. Like, if I did it, if I did it.
That's basically what this is. It's
Pretty
the
much.
anal equivalent.
I'm pretty sure that's what that book is about.
Anal,
Just O.J. Simpson putting a finger in his ass.
probably. Yeah, you just have a chat. But like, if you're this guy and you're hinting, don't be upset when someone picks up what you're putting down.
Or putting in.
Putting in. It's true. You know, I'm not gonna blue ball you guys, so I will read the other spicy question.
Thank you.
And you know it's spicy when I'm not gonna give you the title.
Oh,
Dan loves
those are my favorite questions.
To start off, it's an anonymous user. They deleted it, but don't worry, I recovered it. To start off,
You
he's been
can't hide from us.
You cannot. To start off, he's been saying he wants to try kinkier stuff a lot lately, but I've been a little shy about it. I feel like he wants me to do porn star stuff when I just don't have the look or the confidence for some of the BDSM scenes he's been showing me. Fast forward to him texting me during lunch while I was at work. He works from home and I work in office. That he had a surprise for me when I got home. Boy, does he. Later that day, I get home, ended up having to work a little later than usual because somebody accidentally took a server down, and I walk into the room to find him with his own dick in his mouth.
Whoa, I was going to make a joke that they worked in a restaurant and
Someone took out
took out a server and not a... But you've won. You beat me to that one.
I walked in to find him with his own dick in his mouth. I don't even know how to feel about this.
How long do you think he was like that?
I don't know.
Do you think he was just like, she's got to be... It's 5:30. She's got to be coming soon. If she's not, I will.
The best thing is, she was late. So either this was the surprise and he waited and had to stay there for a long time, or he was like, well, she's not coming. I may as well be.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to feel about this. Like, this is way different than the stuff he was trying to get me into. I'm not even sure if this is gay or not. How am I supposed to cope? He said it wasn't gay. He was trying to get himself off while he waited for me to get home. But I just feel like there are other ways he could have done that.
Oh, I know.
I don't know.
So-
Are there other ways?
There's absolutely no other way to get yourself off other than sucking your own dick.
Or accidentally
Science.
slipping a finger in.
Science. Okay, hold on. I need to, before I lose this train of thought, I know you are from Ireland. Did you also have...
Marilyn Manson rib, yes.
Marilyn
Yes.
Manson and the ribs, yes.
For sure.
Can I get a round of applause of people who knew about the rumor that Marilyn Manson took a rib out to suck his own dick? Yeah,
Do you know
okay.
that was humanity's greatest feat? Spreading that fucking rumor fucking country, like globally, without the use of internet.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did we do it?
How did we do it? Also,
Gen
the
Z
same-
could never.
You know what I was thinking about the other day as well? Okay, again, round of applause. Did you have the rumor that Mountain Dew killed your sperm?
So we didn't have Mountain Dew, but there was a drink called Lilt that, yes, also killed your sperm. So we had to do one of them.
I love it. Like, why? Where did that come from?
Let me finish the goddamn question.
Sorry.
I feel like there were other ways he could have done that instead of sucking himself off. What do I do? How am I supposed to move forward knowing he can apparently just suck his own dick at any time?
I mean, it's really
I love the implied threat, like at any time.
at any point in time.
At any, like,
We've got
fucking-
this guy with a very slippery finger, but this man, like, he accidentally does it, but this man can intentionally,
Yeah.
at any point in time.
There was motive, there was opportunity.
Yeah.
There was results.
And he knew,
Officer.
arrest this man. Don't arrest him. He's allowed to do it as long as he's at home.
Sure. Yeah. Can't do it at any time, bud.
Yeah. Okay. What's the question? Like, can he do this? Like, what's the? I don't know what does she want
What does
from
she
me?
do?
What does you?
What does she do, Dane?
I mean, so okay. I would say if you have a particular talent that,
She does.
which he does,
That makes
it's-
him a nightmare for girls like this.
You remember that scene in Taken where
That's
Liam
what I
Neeson
was
sucks
trying
his
to-
own dick?
I've got a particular set of skills.
That one got me.
Self-taken? I don't know.
Um,
Well, that's Dane's gonna need a
fuck
minute.
me.
He can
I would love.
himself. I don't know.
I have a lot of hopes for our show, but I hope that one day Liam Neeson hears this and he's just like, "What the fuck, man?"
Well, we already manifested M. Night Shyamalan, so
It's true. Liam Neeson, if you're out there, I know you can suck your own dick.
Mm-hmm.
You and Marilyn Manson, the two men who can suck
Suck
their own
off.
dick. Yeah. Okay. What do you do? I don't know what you can do personally because you're kind
Not
of
as
like
much as him.
Literally, quite literally, a passive observer in this situation. So I'm going to flip it onto if you're capable of doing a thing that is not quite the norm, a particularly unique skill, such as sucking your own dick, or like anything. I would say don't spring it on your partner
ever.
randomly,
Yeah.
right? I think this is.
I think like even springing implies some kind of shock factor, right?
Yeah, I think this is something you kind of have to like ease into a sexual relationship. The same way with like this guy was like showing you a bunch of BDSM things, and you were just like, I don't know about this. Like that's fine, but like everything. You should never go from 0 to 100, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's like if you've never had sex before, you shouldn't be like, we're gonna do everything
Right
It's-
now.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
no, you take your time. You ease into things.
So I just want to know, was this the surprise? Because yes, it was surprising, but he didn't say like, "Oh, I did this for you. I thought you'd like it." He said, "I was just trying to get myself off while I was waiting for you." So like, was there a surprise that wasn't this?
Yeah. What was the
Like, was there a nice dinner in the next room and he
Yeah.
he kind of ruined it?
I mean, he was having an appetizer, I guess,
And a moose bouche?
and a moose bouche.
That bouche was a moose.
Yeah. I honestly, it's rare that I get stumped, but like I don't know. I would just say like, hey, cool trick you've
Fucking
done,
Rad job.
real neat. But I feel like at the end of the day, it would be the same thing as walking in on your partner masturbating,
Yeah.
right?
Just
Essentially,
with shocking
with
prowess.
Yeah, just with an extra like twist of
The body, the
athleticism.
spine.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
So-
really it is masturbation.
Yeah.
It's just he's able to do it in the way only Marla
Unconventional.
Manson and Liam Neeson can.
Liam Neeson can. So I think you need to like talk with your partner and say, hey, you kind of took me off guard with that one. I was surprised, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this information. And sort of see where he goes with it. Because if he's just like, hey, look, that wasn't for you, that's a me time activity, and sorry, didn't mean for you to see it. You really did just kind of walk in on me jerking off, masturbating, whatever. Then I don't think, like, try not to be weird about it. I know it is surprising, and I know it is unconventional, but at the end of the day, it's masturbation, and if you walked in on your partner jerking off, I don't think that would be a deal breaker. Hopefully not, right? Unless, again, he was doing something weird. He was jerking off to something
Weird, yes.
unacceptable. So I think you just kind of have to have a conversation. Be like, I don't know what you want me to do with this, and if there was another part of this, if there was something that you want to sort of like bring up and ease me into, let's talk about that. And if this is something you can't get over, because I understand like this might be something that really does kind of like, you know, I don't want to say, what's the opposite of yucking your yum?
Yumming your yuck.
Yeah? No? Yucking your yuck?
Yucking your yuck, yeah, sure.
Then like you might just have to kind of move on and just be like, hey, really, I'm really sorry, but like that kind of like flipped it for me.
Yeah, I would say like examine why. Like, she mentions, like, is it gay? Obviously, it's not. So, like,
Not
get
gay.
that. And also, why would it matter if it was? You know what I mean? Just, like, throw those thoughts out the window. Secondly, it's like, is it an insecurity thing? Are you like, well, damn, he can suck his own dick better than me, probably. Which is not a thought most people have to have. So I'm sorry you're in that position, but, like...
And not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true.
Because if I
Everyone
had to
can jerk off.
That's
and
the thing. It's like if I had to choose between my hand or a partner's hand,
generally a partner.
I would say like 90% of the time I would take someone else's hand.
Yeah. So, like, is that it? Like, you're obviously shocked. That's cool. Take a moment. But, like, other than that, what does it change? I think the main thing it brings up is a conversation about, like, consent and speed at which things are introduced or unveiled.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, as Dane said, 0 to 100, not great. If he's showing you extreme fucking porn BDSM scenes expecting you to jump in, not great. If you want...
especially BDSM, like that.
Yes.
That is it's not like you're saying like, oh, hey, let's try doggy style on the couch tonight. That's
Whoa, slow down.
I know. BDSM has like a specific language in which both verbal and consensual and physical.
And a lot of things you have to do to be safe.
Yeah, you need to have a lot of knowledge in order to successfully and safely participate in BDSM.
Yeah.
So like just kind of showing you scenes where people have that knowledge,
Yes.
but you don't. Like
And it's porn, which we all know is not real life.
yeah, like I can watch a like MMA fight and be like, these guys are doing a great job, but put me in the ring with one of them, I'm gonna get my ass fucking kicked. And I think that is I think
Applies
there's-
in both scenarios.
Yes,
probably.
there's a same amount of danger to watching or expecting your partner to see a scene in porn and be able to replicate it safely in the same way.
Yeah. And yeah, have that chat. And hey, who knows what other surprising things this very flexible man can do.
Yeah, see if you can put that to use.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but we are about at the end of our first set here, friends. We do 2 breaks, we do 3 sets. What we would like to really do next set is answer some of y'all's questions. So if you want to, we're going to take like a 10-15 minute break, a chance for you guys to go to the bathroom, smoke, refresh some drinks, order some food, whatever you guys want to do.
Slip a finger in.
Yeah, just pop one in there, suck your own dick, whatever. But please take a second to write some questions down, and then we will answer them right here. Again, if you want, we have a tradition where we give each other agent names to keep things anonymous. If you have something in your question that we require clarification and we ask a question, don't feel obligated to answer. It's fine. If you want to remain silent and anonymous, that's cool. If you do want to answer, great. We can clarify and get a little bit more information. But
You don't have to, compromise your anonymity.
yeah, that's fine.
We'll just fool around in the dark. That's not it. Scramble in the dark. We'll figure it out.
We'll fool around in the dark.
We'll fool
too,
around in
if
the
you know
dark.
what
I don't
I
know.
mean.
Lights off, guys.
So if you want, you can give yourself an agent name, and that's what we'll refer to you as throughout the question. So we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Do what you got to do. Write some questions. We'll be around to collect them. And once again, don't forget, take pictures. Tag Black Sheep and us, FCK Buddies Podcast, I believe, on Instagram. And
Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know social media, how that works. And then we'll do a shot giveaway at the beginning of our 3rd set. So we'll see you in about 10-15. Hello, we're back.
We're back.
Can we get a round of applause for people who suck their own dick on the break? Okay. Thank you for playing along.
I'd love a whoop if anyone here can suck their own dick. That's okay. It's what I expected. I know you're shy. I won't out you. No. You guys delivered as per usual. We got a bevy of questions here, so I think we're just gonna jump into them.
Yes, hold on. Before we do that, I got one. We got a hot off the presses. We got one before the show even started to our email. So we're gonna do that. This is a dry read, so I apologize if it's a nightmare.
As opposed to a wet read?
Well, I'm reading it for the first time, and I've consumed alcohol tonight.
What?
What?
But we're fucking professionals, bro.
I've never been a professional. This is from Agent Winchester. Subject: awkward with sex. Message: as a young adult, I wasn't interested in sex at all with my first boyfriend and was multiple times called frigid and a freak because it just didn't interest me. As I got older, I realized I leaned more towards asexual than anything, but by then, the damage was done and sex doesn't interest me. In that I enjoy it when I do have it, but the effort to get off and actually find someone is just too much. It's been 13 years since I even came, and I would like to date, but how do you bring this up in a relationship? I've already felt like a freak enough. I really don't want to make my reluctance to have sex worse because I just don't find sex that interesting. I just started listening to the pod on episode 10, but I'm listening to it and thought if there was a good place to ask, it would be with you guys. Thanks for giving us a safe place to chat.
Aw.
Thank you.
That's nice.
That's very, very nice.
Now I feel really bad because I just want to ask.
Because we're going to just laser into you.
Have you considered sucking your own dick? I'm unsure what the question is here.
I think, you know what? I think it's one of those times where there isn't so much a question as the
vibes we're going to talk about. That's
requirement
fine.
for
Great.
reassurance. And first and foremost, I want to let you know, the same with any sexuality or lack of sexuality, your feelings are justified.
For sure.
And you are 100% allowed to feel what you feel.
Yeah.
That is okay. If you feel asexual, great. And if you find someone who makes you feel not asexual, if you find someone who you are aroused by and you do want to have sex by, that's also great. Mm-hmm. Sexuality is, like gender, a fluid construct that changes at any point in time. I love whoever just wooed.
Good woo.
So be who you are, as you are at that time. Mm-hmm. And when things change, don't be afraid to embrace those change. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to change identity. I feel like a lot of people feel like making these calls and making these decisions are permanent, right? Like,
yeah, like you have to categorize yourself as this,
yes.
and that's it. Shit.
If I come
You're
out as
done.
asexual, I'm asexual forever, and I don't know if that's right. But think of how many people consider themselves straight, and then are like, "Oh, actually, I'm bi. Oh, actually, I'm gay."
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a lot of people who progress that way because they feel more comfortable taking steps in like sort of a gradient. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. So if you want to say, hey, I'm asexual, and then you end up finding someone who checks all of your boxes, fucking great. Mm-hmm. Now you're not asexual anymore.
For sure.
Or you're a subsection of asexual that I'm not currently aware of.
Demi-asexual.
And then you're whatever. You make a whole new fucking category, or you don't care about what you call yourself because you are you.
Yeah, I will say like one like fuck the people who are like you're a freak, you're frigid. Like fuck that. That sucks. Luckily, it was when you were younger, and like people are shittier when they're young, and the world was a different place 13 years ago. You know, we've come some strides since then.
Not to say that the damage isn't done because
no, for
our
sure.
formative years impact us greatly.
Yeah, and that's what sucks. But you need to like realize that when you meet a brand new person, one, you're at a different age now where hopefully people are more fucking mature. And two, it's like they're not going to know anything about your past. So you're starting with a clean slate, presumably.
Yeah, and the nice thing is a lot of the dating apps, especially things like Hinge and Bumble. I'm not so sure about Tinder, but I feel like Tinder has gotten pretty good about like sort of adding different categories as to like what you're looking for. And I've come across a lot of women on dating platforms who like identify as asexual and put it in their profile. So, like, that's an option as well. I promise you there are other people who feel the same as you out there.
Oh, for sure. And the thing is, like, if you don't want to commit to asexual, you can say, like, oh, I have a very low sex drive. You know what I mean? Like, you can do all these things, and you don't even need to say it too soon either. Do it when it's comfortable for you. Say it in whatever way is most comfortable for you. But, like, we always get questions about mismatches in sex drive.
Yeah.
Like, someone who's hypersexual, someone who isn't. And that's fine. And we know now that's hyposexual.
Hypo.
From an episode that isn't out yet. But there you go. Yeah, you're good. Just find what makes you comfortable. And also, if it's been 13 years since you came, make yourself come if you want to come.
That's the thing. Like there's people out there sucking their own dicks, right? You can get yourself a vibrator. You
could accidentally slip a finger in.
Oops. Oh no, how'd that get in there? And you have... I'm not going to say what I was going to say. It's gross.
Oh. Now you gotta.
I was going to say you got more holes than me.
Whoa.
Which is, like, technically not true.
Ever heard of sounding?
Sounding?
It's when you put it up the dick hole.
You've upset everyone, including me.
Yeah. I learned that from a reality TV show the other day.
Why sounding?
I don't want to know.
It's because you scream.
Yeah, it's probably
when you
like
do it.
you can close your eyes and gauge how far in you are based on the timbre of the screaming. I
hope you guys all have already eaten.
We just made everyone asexual.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helped.
And
hey, we're here. Send us more questions. Even if you just want us to be like, you're good.
The thing is, like I said, just be you. And the people who are worthy of your attention and love will accept that, and the people who aren't don't deserve you. And that's I think that's a blanket statement of thank you of like everything, right? Like the people, we get to choose who's in our life, and the people that love us back are the people that we should hold on to. Mm-hmm. And the people who are going to call you a freak or frigid because of things that you feel and things that you want and things that you need don't deserve an ounce of your thought or your time. So I know it's difficult, especially to hear these things at a younger point in time in your life where you're sort of really developing your identity, but realize that they're fucking idiots.
Yep.
And you're cool as shit. Mm-hmm. And fuck their whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck their whole life.
Fuck their whole life. You're more than welcome to feel however you feel, and I want you to embrace that, and I don't want you to feel ashamed of it. But again, on Niall's point, if not coming for 13 years is an issue for you, there are options, and I want you to embrace them as well.
For sure. This is an audience question, and is by Agent Gabby.
Woo!
They are a 38-year-old female. I have a shame kink, but my partner, 35-year-old male, says he doesn't want to hurt me, and if I shame him, it hurts his feelings. How can we find a good, healthy place to explore a shame kink?
Okay, hold on. I was doing a very bad thing of reading my questions
No,
while you were talking.
You missed my wet read? My dry read? You're going to make it a wet read?
It's going to be fucking soaking wet. They have a...
She has a shame kink.
Yes.
Her partner says he doesn't want to hurt her, and if she shames him, it hurts his feelings.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like she probably enjoys when his penis is inside of her. That doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to have a penis inside of him. Right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's different strokes.
Unless he
my
does,
dude.
but the thing is, like, this is only an issue if your shame kink is you want to be really mean to him.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's the same sort of situation we've had it a bunch of times where people are like, "Oh, I could never, spank my girlfriend because I would never want to hurt her or hit her." Sure, great. That's when you discuss safe words. That's when you discuss, you start light and gradually increase in intensity.
For sure.
And figure out what the level of comfort for both of you are. Mm-hmm. If she wants to be shamed or degraded, that's cool. Figure out outside of the bedroom.
Yes.
What you guys are both comfortable with. If it's something as simple as being like, "Oh, I want you to call me a dirty slut while we're having sex."
Sure.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
But if it's something more, if it's something that makes him uncomfortable, then your kink doesn't override his comfort.
Yes.
The same way that he should be more willing to indulge your kink, even if he's not interested in it.
Yes, I think you gotta sit him down and explain, one, that obviously it's not gonna hurt you if this is your kink because, this is what you want.
Yeah.
You're asking for it. Two, if he is uncomfortable, tell him, set out, and again, start low. Don't jump to, I don't know what, and probably things I can't say on the podcast, but
Do it. Get us canceled right now,
let's
coward.
fucking go. No, set out a term or 3 terms. Start small. And maybe even have a safe word. Be like, cool, I'm going to say this thing if it does start to verge on uncomfortable or whatever. But like, if it's just you being like, I want to be called a slut a few times, boom, start with that.
Yeah.
And as he realizes that it turns you on, it's going to be so much easier to escalate because it's going to be fucking rad for him.
Yeah. And if there are terms that you have like a hard no.
Yeah, set them out for sure. Because you don't want him being like, oh, this is cool, and then just running with it.
It's
and you
very
being like,
easy
nope.
to get carried away when you get into those kind of kinks, which is why like safe words are so fucking important when
Yeah.
you get into kink play, especially when there's any sort of pain, whether like emotional, physical, mental, whatever it may be. It's really important to be like, you need a ripcord to pull.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it's very, very easy to be like, oh, you like to be choked, great, and then
Let's fucking go.
oh,
No,
it's
no, let's
right?
not.
So like there's two ways of doing safe words. There's nonverbal and verbal. Discuss that with your partner.
Yep.
And in something with like a shame kink or a degradation
Set up
kink,
aftercare.
aftercare is a huge thing. Absolutely. And also have, instead of a word, consider a phrase, right? So when you've hit your level of sort of like, I don't want you to go any further, maybe say thank you or something, right?
Yeah.
Give them a sign that like you've hit your peak, your shame meter is
Has
full,
been full.
and
Yeah.
I don't need any more.
Yeah, you
Great.
could have two. Have like the soft one where you're like, I'm at capacity. This is good, and
Yeah.
then the hard one, which is stop, or
Yeah,
that's
you've
the
crossed
line,
the line,
right?
yeah.
But I think start slow, start easy, and what Dane said is very important. Sometimes people just aren't into kinks, and if it's a hard no, it's a hard no. You know what I mean? If he's not into it, that's fine. Is that a mismatch then? That's up to you to decide. But you can't like force kinks on people. Not that I'm saying you are. I'm sure you're not, but. You know, I think you got to just start in a way that gives you the most likelihood for success, which is what we said. And then if they're still like foot down, won't do it, then you just got to decide, is that a deal breaker for you or not?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like kink is a very interesting thing because if you've got one, you are kind of at the mercy of your partner of whether or not they're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And if they're not comfortable with it, then you do have to sort of accept it and be like, okay, but there is sort of an onus on the person with the kink to educate the partner on what makes it appealing to them, right? Because like,
And enact it in like the safest way possible. Right? Like
Exactly.
you're the one with the knowledge, not only about the kink, but about yourself and how you want to interact with that kink. So it's up to you to share that knowledge and try to like set things up in the best way, and then hope they want to follow through.
yeah. So I really hope this works out for you. Take it slow, ease them into it, and I hope that you are called all the horrible things you want to be called.
You piece of shit.
You fucking idiot.
I'm so sorry.
Hold on, I want to see if anyone goes to the bathroom right now. Okay, no, we're
Wait, someone's sucking their own dick.
What is the difference between poly and non-monogamy? Could we thrive in a world where every married couple is allowed to have sex with whoever they want, whenever they want? I'm impressed that I read that.
Yeah, that's it's all right. It's not the worst we've gotten.
So, poly and non-monogamy usually go hand in hand, but aren't necessarily required for both. Well, I would say non-monogamy requires
Yes.
polyamory, but polyamory doesn't require... No,
Non-monogamy.
other way around.
Yes.
Yes. So, polyamory is, if you break it down into like the Latin
Ooh,
subwords...
we're getting a little Latin lesson.
Poly means multiple, amory means love, which means you are capable of loving multiple people. Non-monogamy just means that you are able to see other people regardless of sort of emotional attachment.
Well, you're not getting monogamous.
Yes,
with anyone,
you are not monogamous and therefore not exclusive with anyone,
Yeah.
so your options are open.
Yeah.
I find that they usually kind of go hand in hand. It's rare that they don't, but a lot of people who sort of like think of when you're dating and you're seeing multiple people,
That's
you
non-monogamy.
You are non-monogamous.
Yeah.
Right. You have
Whereas like poly often has like partners
yeah.
and like a certain openness and like almost like a web of like you might have like a main partner and like tertiary or like satellite partners.
Yeah,
or like,
you break down into things like kitchen table polyamory or non-hierarchical polyamory, right? Like there's a lot of different facets that end up sort of, as now said, sort of spider webbing out.
It's like more structured than non-monogamy, because non-monogamy is just, I'm single.
Yeah, I'm single. Like technically, I would say that any single person is non-monogamous until they find someone that
Yes.
they become monogamous with.
Yeah, because when you're non-monogamous, it doesn't mean you can't become monogamous.
Yeah. Much like, I always like to tell people that, like, relationship preferences are very much like gender identity and sexuality in terms of they change.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
There are times when you're like, fuck, I cannot do a relationship right now. And there are times you're like, yeah, I'm fucking ready.
Yeah. And there's plenty of times where you enter into a relationship with someone and you're like, hey, I'm not looking for anything right now. I really enjoy your time, so like I'm happy for you to see other people. I'm going to be seeing other people. And then you get to a point in that relationship where you're like, hey, I actually just want to be with you.
Yep.
And now you're monogamous. And
Sure.
it changes. So it's the question of can we thrive?
For sure, if everyone wanted to.
That's the
Like,
crux of it. Is
yeah.
if people want to, absolutely.
Because there's nothing wrong with it at all.
And there's nothing wrong with monogamy.
Yeah, so it's like if people want to do it, for sure. Why would we not be able to thrive? If they didn't and we were forcing them to, that would suck.
Yeah. And like I'm someone who is polyamorous and someone who is non-monogamous. So I think there are a lot of benefits to it. And I think that there is a lot to be learned from participating in it. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm not looking at monogamous couples so long as they're healthy. As long as you're not holding on to monogamy as a traditional mindset of being like,
We have to.
I am a woman, so I have to get married and I have to be a good wife and I have a husband and that is it. Like, if that's your mentality, I would say maybe like refocus and restructure, maybe educate a little bit more on gender roles and that kind of stuff, and be like, you are not, just because you are a woman doesn't require you to fill the roles of what we did fucking 50, 60, 80, 100 years ago. Like, that's boring.
And same with
and
men.
Sucks. And the same thing with men. It's like you can be the stay-at-home dad, and that doesn't make you any less masculine.
Yeah.
And we could talk about this for fucking ever, and I would love to. But yes, could we thrive? Absolutely.
For sure.
If everyone wants to. I think much like the world, we thrive better when everyone is doing what they want and what makes them happy.
For sure. I have some swinger friends coming for the weekend. We're new to that scene. What would be a good icebreaker at our place to have fun and eventually move to the bedroom?
Swinger friends coming over. How do we move it to the bedroom?
What's a good icebreaker? So there's this podcast. It's called Fuck Buddies.
Look, hey, I'm all about self-promotion, but I can't imagine.
No, it'd be so awkward. Like, hey, sit down and
The-
listen to this podcast.
I can't imagine something that would turn me off less than someone be like, let's listen to a podcast.
In a room all together. But that's the thing. It's reverse psychology. It's like, damn, this is so boring. I
sucks.
can't wait to get in the bedroom. Wait, hold on. They're talking about people sucking their own dicks?
Yeah.
Let's give it 10 minutes.
Wait, hold on. The option is sit in this room and look at each other while we listen to a podcast, or fuck? Okay, I guess we'll fuck.
Yeah, hit me. You've done, like, drama. You've done stuff. You gotta have an icebreaker.
What the fuck does that mean? Drama?
You did film shit. You went to film school.
What does that have to do with anything?
They do icebreakers.
I don't think that doing a literal, like, corporate retreat icebreaker
No,
is
that's
going to
it.
help in this.
That's what they asked for.
I don't think that's the icebreaker they're
Wait, your
looking
film
for.
school was a corporate retreat?
I mean, like, it's the same shit. Just your trust falls, I guess? Like, is that what
Fuck
you're
yeah.
looking for?
Fuck yeah. Maybe slip a finger in.
Yeah. Have a mattress underneath and be like, oh, you're on the bed. I guess we fuck now.
Yeah.
Every time someone drops, they have to take a clothing piece off. Icebreakers, I think, look, there are so many sexy party games out there now. There's, like, those dice games. There's card games. There's so many, like, actual games that you can play. And if they have, like, if you know that they are a swinger couple and you are looking to swing with them, cool. One, throw a pineapple on the fucking table. That's a great sign. Pineapple is a sign of swingers, if you're not aware of that. Just fucking cram that bad boy right on the table and be like, huh? Do you like upside down pineapple? Thank you, Ben. So get a hook and suspend it from the ceiling. Very casual thing to do in your apartment.
I feel like at this point that barrier has been crossed. Like everyone knows what's going on, presumably.
Okay, so we're okay. If we're gonna, go
I think it's
into-
just like you're
Then-
all
then it's
arriving.
great.
Let's get chill. I think a game of some kind is fun.
yes, like spin the bottle. We could do, like I said, there's all those like,
Wavelength.
there's all those sexy games of being like you draw the card and you have to like tell how you lost your virginity or like where's the kinkiest place you ever had sex. Like there's all those like getting to know you games that are literally icebreaker games
For sure.
that are there's usually like two. There's usually like the spicy version and then the like sexy version.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Oh.
Like
that
how-
everyone is joining me on this journey. So like look into get on Amazon get to your local board game
Yes,
store.
thank you.
Fuck Amazon.
Damn.
Go to Snakes and Lattes or a local store.
The Guild.
The Guild, Sword and Shield, I think at Lansdowne and Brock.
Sword and Board.
Or Sword and Board, yeah, at Bloor and Brock.
You can look them up. You've Google.
You've got Google. Fucking lazy assholes.
I think like a game is fun, and it doesn't even have to be sexy because the aim is breaking the ice. So I think you're gonna be good no matter what you do. I will add, if you have swinger friends coming and like one of them is maybe more experienced.
Well, we don't know if they're coming yet.
Oh, they will be. I think like there's no harm in reaching out to like if you're close with any of them and one of them has done this before and just being like, hey, it's our first time hosting. How do you recommend we set it up?
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
Or
don't
even-
make lasagna. That's the worst swinger
Yeah.
food. We all know.
I would also sort of like I think it's important to like sort of touch base beforehand and be like because nothing sucks like if you have swinger friends they're not obligated to fuck literally everyone that goes you know what I mean
Yeah,
like
for sure.
if make sure that you are that's the vibe of the night because if you have swinger friends who are just coming over for like a dinner party and they're like oh god they're trying to fuck us and like that sucks. So it's the same way with like non-monogamous couples and polyamorous couples of being like, or even like bisexual people where everyone just assumes that like, oh, you're bi,
Yeah,
so
you're-
you're fucking everybody,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like no, it's like I still want to meet someone that I care about or at least like I'm interested in. It's so swinging doesn't necessarily indicate that they're down to fuck
For sure.
So figure that out too, and then find a fun game to play, and then.
And even like start it off simple. You can just be like, have a good drink. You know what I mean? If you know they like to drink or not, like have either a non-alcoholic cocktail or a cocktail like ready when they get there. Put on some music. You don't want to be sitting in silence.
Nope.
And just like have fun.
And if you really want to like find a game that can be fun to play normally
And
then,
naked. Twister.
and then a strip version.
Twister.
Sure.
Sure.
Right? So it's like, be like, okay, let's look. It's midnight. Let's make this game more interesting. Every time you lose a hand,
Suck
you take
your own dick.
You suck your own dick. It's my
You got
turn.
more?
Yeah, I got one. Asking for a friend. For real.
Sure.
My friend, 30-year-old female, has been dating her boyfriend, 30-year-old male, for a year, but potentially recently has spoken to me about how his dad wants to fuck her. Neat.
Don't like that.
He apparently has expressed a lot of interest and she's thinking about accepting. How can I explain this is a horrible idea? Separate from the cheating, his dad is his dad. Help.
So you go to your friend and you say, hey, there's this podcast I've heard about. And then you play the next minute of Dane telling her firmly no.
Why am I going to do that, though?
The twist, Dane's his dad.
The heart wants what the heart wants. Yeah.
Is the
Hold
boyfriend...
Hold on. So you're implying that I had a child at 5, 6?
That's on you, man.
I'm very potent. Very fertile.
Or you lied about... No. I would love... Fuck, I need clarifying shit. Like, was he like, oh, fucking sucks. My dad keeps saying he wants to sleep with you. And she's like, wait a minute, what?
Hold on, what?
Or was he like, hey, just, if you're interested...
That's
Like,
the thing. It's,
what? How is it delivered?
Yeah,
I need to know this.
I need to know how the boyfriend broke this news to the girlfriend of being like, look, you can't come over for Thanksgiving because all my dad talks about is fucking you. He just wants to fuck you, and it's weird. And she's now like,
Wait a minute, let's go to Thanksgiving.
Go on.
He'll stuff the turkey and then he'll... They know.
Yeah, they got it.
I need to know. You need to email us or yell out. I don't know. Do you want to yell out?
If you're comfortable yelling out, I need to know how... Is the boyfriend angry about this situation, or is he cool about it?
The boyfriend doesn't know.
Wait, didn't the boyfriend tell
Wait, hold on.
her about
So
the dad?
The dad reached out to the girlfriend?
Okay, I need to-
And was... Is that how this happened?
The dad told her.
That's crazy!
Oh,
You're talking crazy
no.
things!
This changes everything. This dad sucks. Well, not that he didn't already, but also, she should not do this. Cheating is bad, but also, cheating with someone's father is in fact worse.
It's tough to beat how shitty cheating is, but being like,
She's trying.
hey, I fucked your dad is
Yeah.
real fucking bad.
That's a life ruiner. That's a family ruiner.
That's
That's a Thanksgiving ruiner.
no one's enjoying stuff in that night. Let me
No.
tell you, I don't care how good the fucking sides are. Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna think of a name. Who would fuck a dad? What's a name that would fuck a... Don't say that. There's probably one in this room. Not that you'd fuck a dad, just your name.
I don't
Person.
know.
Person, don't do this.
Yes, don't. Okay, here. Oh boy. You shouldn't fuck your boyfriend's dad.
No, you should not.
I don't know what else to say about that. If you require me to further extrapolate or expand on that idea, then perhaps you should break up with your partner. Right? Like, if you need someone to explain why you shouldn't fuck your boyfriend's dad,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be... That person shouldn't be your boyfriend.
Hey, if you're tempted to fuck his dad in any real sense, that person also shouldn't be your boyfriend. So maybe break up with him. Then you can fuck the dad. No.
I mean, you can...
It's still bad.
It's bad.
It's better.
It's better. Sure.
It is better.
It is. It is an improvement. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to explain or, go into further depth.
That's it. Yeah, don't fucking do it.
Don't fuck their dad.
I like the amount of questions we've got. They just have help in all caps on it. So, help. I'm only physically attracted to older men, 40 to 50. And I'm 28.
Hey, I've got a dad for you.
This dad is down bad. Only 40 to 50, and I'm 28, and I don't know how to stop. They are 99% of the time undateable / unavailable / old-ass millennials. Help.
Hold on.
They 40 to 50?
Hold on.
No.
Whoever wrote this question, leave.
Get out.
Please just get out of my sight. I hate to break it to you, millennials are not.
That would be a boomer.
I think you mean boomers?
That would be a boomer. And
Gen X. Sorry, Gen X. Boomers are like 70.
okay, well,
Boomers
it's their
are-
fault we're in this mess.
Yeah.
We have to sell our podcast ass on stage just to afford rent.
Does it say if they're what their gender identity is and looking for gender identity?
28 female?
Okay, great.
I think.
Cool.
No, just no genders in here.
Okay, whatever. I promise you, if you got on a dating app and set your range to
Brampton.
This is the second personal attack that I've had tonight about being from Brampton. I'm not happy about it either. It's just, I didn't have a choice. I was born in Toronto, if that helps. Just set your fucking dating app range to 40 to 50, and you'll be drowning in gray pubes. Like, you'll be great.
Did you try to say pubes and just mix up with prunes because they're old and old people
I
eat
was
prunes?
thinking of their shriveled. Look, 40 and 50 isn't that old.
Hey,
And I say that because
We're
I'm
getting
4
there.
years away from being 40.
Damn.
That's fucked up.
Hey, in 4 years you can fuck
whoever
Dane.
wrote this question, you've caused me an existential crisis and I hate you.
God, you're such a boomer.
I'm going to ruin the housing market even more for you. Good luck renting, idiot.
Yeah, like, go on a dating app. Oh, they can't use it. Phones are too young for them.
Yeah.
Go on Plenty of Fish. Go on Facebook dating. Yeah, just make a fucking Facebook post. The only people on it anymore are over 40.
No, like seriously, go on online dating. Fucking set your age range.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you will literally be getting fucking matches because all those people, if they came across
If they came across 28-year-old,
28-year-old?
fuck yeah. No, they'll think you're a bot. No, they don't know what bots
they
are.
have no idea what bots are.
You're
They're
fucking good.
Not only could you fuck this
you can
old man,
scam them too.
you could take all of their money.
Tell them you got a fucking lead on some crypto. Leave them
Yeah.
sucking their own dick with no money in the bank.
It would be so easy. You'd be rich and satisfied.
Yeah, you got this.
You're okay. Also, I do want to reiterate that I do hate you for making me feel old. You have one more?
Have any of you ever watched gay porn out of curiosity? Wink.
No.
Okay. I've watched porn with like men who have done stuff with each other with women in the porn.
I
So,
mean, look, hey,
sure.
I said that very confidently. I'm sure in one of my porn deep dives that two men may have done something to each other.
Yeah,
But-
it's happened on screen.
It's,
Also, two women for sure.
I mean, I guess if we're looking at that, yes, I've definitely seen women perform sexual acts on one another. But I don't think I've ever really. I wouldn't say I've watched it. If it did happen, I would probably be like, okay, not my scene,
Yeah.
and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got
So we're
time?
gonna. I think we've gone actually a little long. We're gonna take another quick break. This is a chance to once again order another drink, get some food if you're still hungry, go for a smoke, suck your own dick, all those things.
If you have more questions, give them to us. We do at the end, for those that don't know, rate Tinder profiles. So if you want to send your Tinder profile into the show or your Hinge profile or whatever, it is just the text, not the images. We're not going to deep dive on that. That would be weird. So you can do that. And if not, make sure you get those posts in because you got about 10 minutes before those shots come out.
It's true. Also, yes, Black Sheep TO, Fuck Buddies on Instagram, FCK Buddies Podcast. I think it's all on the papers that you have in front of you. Tag us. We'll be delivering off some shots at the start of our next round. So make sure you've tagged us and all that good stuff. And then, yes, questions. Also, Tinder profile. If you're the person who are looking for old people on your dating profile, send us your profile and we'll help you tailor it for the elderly. And we will see you in about 10-15 minutes.
Hell yeah.
We've got a couple more audience questions. And then we're going to do
Fuck yeah.
some audience-submitted Tinder profiles, Hinge profiles, etc., etc. I'm excited. And we're going to get right into this. How would you respond to a sexual partner who's hoping to receive oral sex but unwilling to give it? Is this a hard nope situation? Is it a legit preference? Is it internalized misogyny? Is it worth probing their response and trying to negotiate? Or just a sure sign of selfishness?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
It's not great.
It's not good. I see no legitimate reason unless there's the hygiene issue, which I assume there isn't.
I mean, we have, like, so here's the thing. My knee-jerk reaction is bad.
Yeah.
But then we've had questions of people being like, hey, I have the worst gag reflex. And anything that's like textures make me want to gag and like blah, 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 blah. And I'm worried about like going down on someone in case it's not a texture that I'm familiar with.
Sure. And that's
So-
why I will give the question this. I will give it a, hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
You want oral. You're unwilling to give oral. I would just love to know why. And
Yeah.
let's talk. And if they're like, oh, I'm just not into it. That's not great.
Not good.
And like we talked earlier about like with kinks, which is like less of an, like this is just so easy. Where it's like, if it's a preference, be like, okay, cool. Oh, the bugs are back. I don't know if anyone was here for the last show when that was happening. Why now? fuck you, Bugs. Anyway, like, if you require oral, then be like, okay, cool. If you're unwilling to give it for no reason, then I'm unwilling to be with you.
Yeah, I mean the good thing about starting a sexual relationship with people is that the first time is kind of a getting to know you situation, right? You sort of like feel each other out, figure out what works. Literally. And then if someone's like, oh, hey, I don't do X, whether it's oral or whatever.
Making you come.
And it's one of those things that's really important to you. Like if someone's just like, I only do missionary. No shade on missionary. And I'm sure there are people who might be happy with only one position and that's all they want, if that's what gets them off. But if someone's like, I don't do doggy style, and you really fucking love doggy style, or you only come in doggy style, and like you are 100% within your right to be like, hey, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I can imagine there are very few reasons that will make sense for them not to want to do it. So, but maybe there is one. So bring up the conversation. Maybe they're a fucking weirdo who's been on the wrong side of Reddit and thinks that not wanting to do this is normal. And maybe once you broach it, they'll be like, oh, shit. But if you need a partner that does that, that is totally fine. And dump this motherfucker and find someone who will.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, oral sex, going down on a woman, beta move. And that's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. Because what you're saying is pleasuring a woman,
nope.
Beta.
Not good.
Only alphas don't pleasure their woman, which is a crazy sentiment to have.
Yeah. So I can't imagine there's a good reason. Maybe there is. Broach the conversation, but I'm going to guess it's a dumping.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to put your foot down when... And I don't necessarily mean this in a hostile or aggressive or mean way, but if someone isn't willing to do something that satisfies you in any regards of relationships, sexual or otherwise, then you're like...
You're allowed to want that and need that.
Yeah.
And ask for that.
We talked about it a while back on a couple episodes ago of like where people have like two brains of being like, well, everything in the relationship is good, but the sex is bad. Or the sex is great, but the relationship is bad. And then they try to think that they are two separate
when they're
entities,
not.
when it's like, what you've said is your relationship is bad.
Yes.
That's all you've said. If you say, this is good, but this is bad,
it's bad.
It's bad, right? Like, it's a whole, it's a sum of the
food
parts.
tastes good, but it makes me sick. It's bad food.
Don't eat it.
Don't fucking eat it.
Don't do it. So that's...
It doesn't make me sick, but it tastes like shit. Bad food still.
Bad food.
Don't eat it.
It's garbage.
You could get food. They're at the shops.
Yeah. There's a whole grocery store of food that won't make you sick.
Yeah. So put your foot down in a firm way. Ask for what you want. If they're unwilling, fuck them. And by that I mean, don't fuck them.
Don't fuck them.
So my boyfriend recently has been asking me to... Sorry, this is very small writing. To
peg.
Oh, peg. I thought it said peck. I was like, what? To peg him while he calls me daddy. Should I be concerned?
No. I mean,
No?
what's the concern?
Maybe
Right?
he wants to fuck her dad.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, like, it's a kink. I don't know.
Yeah, it's we're gonna go back all the way at the start of the show where we talked about how if you're participating as a man with a woman in a sexual act, and you're still having heterosexual sex, so there's nothing gay about being pegged. There's nothing gay about role play or changing gender roles or any gender play. There's nothing gay about it. As long as you are like if you're,
and again, there's nothing wrong with being gay, so it's all gravy.
That's the thing is like if the only concern is that he's not attracted to you or is with you out of like fear of embracing his own sexuality, like that's the only fear. But if he wants,
he's asking it for like you, and it's honestly probably a harder thing to ask for than to just break up with you and go, fuck your dad.
Yeah.
There's 5 questions here.
The answer to every question is it could be worse. He could be fucking your dad.
It's true. Second question: what's the difference between kinks and just sex?
Lots? Maybe nothing? I don't know. It It depends on the kink. It depends on the conversation. It depends on your level of communication. Kinks tend to be something
like
that
hyper specific.
Yeah, kinks tend to be something that requires a conversation before the act, right? So things like
Not that sex doesn't.
not that sex doesn't, but I feel like if you want to consider something a kink, there needs to be an extra level of consent, right?
Sure.
There's sex, which requires consent, and then there's a kink conversation that requires an extra level of consent to bring everyone on the same page, make sure it's done safely and respectfully, and that's, I think, the big difference between the two.
3, example, what if my kink was missionary?
I don't think you'll have a hard time satisfying that.
I guess, like, it probably, I don't know, I guess in one way, your kink is just something that gets you off extra amount, right? Whereas I don't think a lot of people would consider missionary a kink because it's not more unusual like kinks usually are.
I don't feel. I think there's a line between specific sexual positions and kinks, right? Really liking one position is just a preference, I think, as opposed to a kink. But I'm not sure the actual definition of it. But there are some things where it's like, if you're just like, hey, I just want to be fucked missionary, as we talked before.
I think that would almost, maybe not consent, but like it's still a conversation because if someone wants to fuck you other ways and you're like, nah.
Nope, I only want this one way. This is the only way I want to be fucked.
It still
Again,
takes that extra communication.
nothing wrong with it, but you do have to sort of have that conversation with your partner.
4, when I got a UTI, I was more upset about missing out on sex than the burning sensation on my vag. Am I a sex addict? Depends how bad that UTI was.
I mean, it's
But
also
no, like no one wants to miss out on sex.
that's the thing. Is like it's one of those things where you're there is a thing stopping you from getting what you want. If someone punched me really hard in the face and all my teeth fell out, I wouldn't be like, am I a food addict because I want to eat solid foods? No, you've enjoyed a thing for a certain amount of time, and there's a new situation that is stopping you from enjoying the thing that you usually liked, and it's a temporary thing, and you're impatient. I don't think, like, if you got super depressed, and I think if there is a level of
Like now that you're not having sex, your life is over. Like, yeah, maybe that's to be concerned. But I think unless like sex is affecting your life and you're making bad decisions like in a big way and a constant way, and your life is constantly feeling the influence of those decisions in a bad way,
yes,
then maybe you're a sex addict if you're doing that. But you're probably fine if you just have a UTI and you're like, damn, I want to get fucked.
yeah,
Because I get it.
I think that is what everyone would feel like. So, I definitely do a sort of like internal self-reflection and be like, hey, am I feeling? Is there a drastic change in my emotional state? Am I feeling really, really bad because of it? And then maybe sort of justify that. And then, as always, we always recommend if there's a strong impulse of emotional change on something, consider speaking to a health or mental health practitioner.
And then 5, my friend won't stop trying to have sex with teenagers. What do I do? Because 911 is on speed dial, and then they clarified they are 19/18, but still. I would need to, like, is the guy 20?
Yeah, how old?
I assume not.
How old's the guy?
Like, have you talked to him? Have you been like, hey, what you're doing is really fucking creepy?
But again, like,
If it is creepy, again, I'm
like
assuming
if
they're
you're-
only bringing this up because it's an issue. I doubt they're 20 or 19.
it's tough to say because, like, technically,
Oh, sorry.
those are legal adults, right? Like, I don't want to remove agency from the women who want to have sex with older men. But at the same time, there is, as long as there's no, it's always a weird topic to broach because I don't want to be like, oh, if a 19-year-old woman wants to have sex with a 30-year-old man, that's bad. Because there is a 19-year-old woman who is perfectly consented or capable
to
of
consent,
consent into that situation, right?
But if it's a 30-year-old man who will only sleep with 18 and 19-year-olds, that's not great.
Yes, and there's also the level of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Power.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Do they hold a power over it? Are they sleeping with people who work under them? that kind of thing. Like there's that sort of manipulation and sort of
Like
added
even
pressure.
at that point, like the age and presumably like monetary and like social and like life status, you kind of are holding power over them no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Because you've had an extra decade to assert yourself. Again, we're assuming 30, it could be 40, it could be whatever, right?
So, as Niall said, I think you have to have a conversation with your friend and be like, hey, what is the appeal of these incredibly young women that you refuse to sleep? Like, what is it about women your age that is so repulsive to you?
And anything in between. Like if it is this pattern of only 18 and 19, that's super problematic. And you're their friend, you should be able to talk to them.
And then ask Leonardo DiCaprio if he's upset that it took so long for him to win an Oscar. I got there. Hi, I'm a cishet woman. I'm looking for a relationship. I usually wait a little time to establish emotional safety before becoming sexually intimate. However, I have an extremely high libido. How do I warn someone about this? Because I don't say much at first to weed out those who just want sex. Thanks. This is from Agent Nice Nympho.
Nice nympho. Love.
Nice
Great name.
nympho.
I love it. That is a good one. I think you start off as you are. Like if you know you have this time period or this waiting, I think that's the most important thing to establish first. And that will probably weed out the people who are just trying to get a quick fuck in. And then I think before you then go to the fucking, you just drop the fact that you have a very high sex drive.
I also want to talk about the phrase warn.
Yeah.
You're not warning people, right?
You're just letting them know.
You're educating, you're communicating, because I feel like with the verbiage of warn,
It sounds like it's a bad thing.
yes, right? Like I warn you if that old bridge is going to collapse. You're communicating.
I hope you'd stop me if it's going to collapse.
Well, it's up to you. I'm not going to take your consent. If you want to cross the rickety bridge, that's fine.
Like you should warn people that they're going to come home to you sucking your own dick.
Right. So I think it's important to reframe a little bit of how you view your sexuality as something, not a bad thing that you need to warn people of being like, hey, look out.
Just
I've
little
got a
fucking
huge-
heads up.
You're right. You're communicating.
Yeah.
You're educating. You're illuminating people on a facet of your personality. Right. Like I wouldn't warn people that I am fairly casual. Right. Like I'm a go with the flow kind of guy. I'm not super focused on.
You would let them know.
I would let them know about that. Right. Or I would let my personality I would let them discover that on their own. Because I feel like it's tough to front load that kind of information because in my mind, I have no idea what high libido means to
Well,
you.
that was what I was going to bring up. Like one person's high libido is someone else's like, wait, what the fuck? Or only?
I just splashed White Claw in my own eye.
Good job. No laws.
No laws. So yeah, exactly. So it's like if I was with someone, or if in my past 2 or 3 relationships, I had sex every other week or once a week, and I considered that normal, but you consider high sex drive 2 times a week because of the nature of what your sexual history was, then I think you really need to sort of get into specifics and be like, you know, I want to have sex pretty much every time we see each other. Right? If that's what
Great.
you're trying to communicate, I think that's something worth giving a potential partner that information. But I don't think it's particularly useful to be like, I have a low sex drive or I have a high sex drive.
Yeah,
because that could mean
it's hard to quantify. And even then, it's like sex drives fluctuate. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like we all have really high sex drives at the honeymoon phase at the start. I
Sure.
don't know. And it's always going to dip a bit and sometimes raise a bit and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think like the important things are like I'm probably going to wait X amount of time, or like I will not be having sex with you at first. Like that's far more important, I think, and it's going to do the job of weeding out the people more than your high sex drive, which I'm sure most people will probably take as a challenge. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my fear is whenever I hear people be like, "Oh, I have a high sex drive," I don't imagine most men. Again,
Or people,
the
like, I don't know.
the average person, I think would be like, "That's fine, hell yeah, I love sex."
Yeah.
and then so like someone's agreed to this high sex drive that you have without knowing specifically
Yeah.
what that means.
I've heard way more questions about people who are like, oh, I've told them I have a high sex drive and now they're unable to fulfill me or unwilling, rather than like, oh, I told them I have a high sex drive and they bailed.
Yeah. So,
So,
one, I encourage you to reframe the way you view your sex drive. You're not warning people. You're educating. There's nothing bad about having a high sex drive. So embrace that. Love that. That's great. And then I think be really specific. If you do want to bring it up with a potential partner, be very specific as to what your needs are. And instead of using this vague term of being like high libido, low libido, because that is, someone could be like, I have a huge appetite. And then, has 3 slices of pizza. And you're like, I could have eaten that whole fucking thing, dude. So, be specific and be confident in who you are.
so we got 3 more. You're done?
I'm done.
1. My boyfriend refuses to go down on me unless he wears a fedora. Should I be concerned?
That can't be real. If that's real, I'm done. I'm quitting the podcast. I'm over. But hey, perhaps let's rewind to that question to that gentleman who won't go down on you.
Give him a fedora
Give him
and
a
see.
fedora.
There's no way it stays on. Those legs are kicking that off fucking 3 seconds in.
Maybe it's pinned on.
Oh, fuck. Should you be concerned? Yes. 2. My boyfriend makes me reenact a scene from Hamilton, but I can't remember the words, but he also can't get hard otherwise. I love him very much. Help.
I love whoever wrote this, but this is not real. But I will treat it like it is.
Yeah, which scene do you think?
Which scene?
It's the
Also,
12 sex commandments. Number 1, suck your own dick.
I love that scene from Hamilton.
It's great.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a national treasure
My
for
dick
sucking his own
demands
dick on
satisfaction.
Broadway.
If you are late, I guess I'm gonna do it myself.
I don't-
Cool. Watch Hamilton more, obviously. 3. My grandmother's dying and she has it in her will that I have to marry her husband to take care of him. Should I do it?
Switch. It's okay. Here, I got it. I've got it fucking sorted. You're gonna sort of princess switch it, right? Parent trap it. You're gonna flip with that 28-year-old.
You're gonna die.
Who wants to fuck older people?
Oh shit.
So you're swapping it out. Hopefully you're the same person who wants to fuck that dude's dad. Now
Yes.
you're fucking someone's grandpa.
which is just a
We've
dad's
done it.
dad, which is double. Amazing.
We're out.
Oh, it just came right back onto the table. Damn it. All right, guys. I think we're at the last part of the show, which some might say is the funnest. They wouldn't, because it's all fun. We're going to review
I
some
also
Tinder
don't think
profiles.
funnest is a word.
It is now.
Great. You're a writer.
Yeah, not a speaker.
Okay, we've got a couple sent in to us, and I'm very, very excited to read through them. I'm not going to say the name because I didn't end up getting a very clear clarification as to whether or not
Give an
they wanted
agent
it.
name.
Agent Infinity Gauntlet. They know who they are. About me, spicy but nicey, inconvenient woman, salad enthusiast, SPF addict, dance machine, dreamer, lover of nonsense, cunning strategist, big dreams, bigger appetite, a heart as wide as the world, rated R for romantic, everyone's favorite aunt, politically and socially aware, looking for my next big adventure. They asked... Oh, this is a new feature on Bumble where you can ask a question people can answer.
Okay.
What would your bestie say is your best quality that you'd never write on your profile? That's a fucking kick-ass question.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we finish this, how this works is we're going to finish, and you're going to clap and whoop if you would swipe and or if you like it, and you're going to boo if you hate it.
Yeah. I usually request that people clap and applause when I finish.
Sucking your own dick?
A pro and con of dating me. You will need to make frequent stops for snacks. Often. Good ones. Maybe carry them with you just in case. I'm known for getting distracted. A walk around town isn't complete without stopping to smell the roses, picking up a treat, visiting a patio or two, or hopping into a shop. What makes a relationship great is mutual trust and respect, a commitment to communicate. It's how you resolve conflict that's the hallmark of success. Effort is very sexy. I think that's it.
All right. Well,
Oh,
audience.
wait, hold on. No, we're good.
Audience first. Yay or nay?
Yay or nay? Yes.
I love this profile.
This is a fucking kick-ass profile.
I love that like the personality drips through constantly, and
Yeah.
the personality is both upbeat and quirky in a good way, and like fun and nice, and they know what's up.
This is, I mean, the question, you've sold me on the question alone of being like, that you'd never write on a profile. Like, what's the quality that you never write on the profile? Because that gives you an opportunity to fucking humble brag
Yeah.
so hard and in
And
a
it gives-
modest way.
It gives you an opportunity to instantly block the person if they say something that's on their profile.
Yeah.
Can't read instructions. No, thank you.
I've been a member of Andrew Tate's Tate University for 8 years.
Thank God I couldn't write that I like Trump. Bye.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to give it a 10, honestly.
That's
I
a
got-
10 for me, too. That's a
I got
great
no
profile.
notes. And there's one point where you almost dip into like bland territory where it's like, what do you want in a relationship?
Yeah.
And like, we find a lot of people just being like, communication and genuineness. It's like, yeah, no shit. But you bring it back by like being specific and like knowing what you're about. So I love it.
I love it. It's very good. You got one?
Oh, I got
Oh, yeah,
non-audience
we'll-
ones.
We'll alternate. I've got one more audience one, and then we'll do another.
Okay, this one affected me. So I'm just get ready with your reactions. This is nameless, and that's probably for the best. Fact about me that surprises people is the Hinge prompt. Anthony Bourdain approached me in the subway 2 days before he died. I ignored him because I thought he was stoned. I still wonder if I could have saved him.
I hope you carry that cross for the rest of your life, because you took a great man from us.
What? Like, why would he approach you unless you know him? If you know him, why
You
were
know
you like,
Anthony
"Ugh,
Bourdain? He was all about seizing the moment. He was all about.
Oh, he's fucking stoned. Oh, fuck Anthony Bourdain. Oh no, he died, but it was me. Like the arrogance and like the response first. I already heard some uhs, but okay, some half-hearted booing.
Yeah.
And just the arrogance and weirdness and like I'm gonna use this man's death as part of my Hinge profile to
Yeah.
it's all bad.
It's not great.
Stone people.
What's wrong with stoned people? Thank you.
I would love to know. It's not clear if they knew it was Anthony Bourdain or if it was just a person being
It
weird.
seems pretty clear they knew it was him.
Yeah, because like if Anthony Bourdain was like, I don't care how fucked up you are, Anthony Bourdain. If Anthony Bourdain came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you got $5?" I'd be like, "Yeah, Anthony Bourdain, here's $5."
It's weird.
And I could have saved his life now.
I'm gonna give it a 0. I hate it.
It's very bad. This is another audience submitted question. It looks like it's Tinder. Let's go dancing tonight. I want someone I can cook for and watch movies and cuddle with my pets. I don't play with men and would not ask you to. Happily married. Searching for a friends with benefit for myself only. Funny, respectful, don't take myself too seriously. People say I'm caring and a good friend to have. Love karaoke, cooking, comedy clubs, travel, friend hangs, swimming, dancing, movies, and making out.
We got some yes, we got some whoops, we got
Yes.
some soft claps.
I
like it.
This is one of those situations where it's a unconventional profile, but it's very specific and clear as to what you're looking for and the boundaries in which you operate.
Yes, it
Which
feels
I-
like they have experience in a good way.
Yes.
Like they know what they're about. I love
that's-
that. The confidence, the clarity. There is personality. It's a little vague towards the end. They could be a little bit more specific instead of like some shit be like, instead of movies or whatever. What movies?
That's the thing. We always pinpoint that kind of stuff. If someone says I like music, we'd way rather hear about the bands. Give us like 3 or 4 bands
or
or
just
an
one.
album
It's
or
like
one.
music is like, yeah, no shit. Who doesn't fucking like music?
Yeah.
You
So
know?
hit us with, if you say you want to watch movies, give us like a couple
A
of your favorite
genre
movies.
at the very
Yeah.
fucking least.
100%.
So I'll give it like a 9 just because I'm feeling generous.
I think it's a 9. You made a very good point. It reeks of personality and experience.
Confidence and experience. I like
Right?
that.
That's
So-
the important thing, because I don't want to get involved with someone who's in a poly relationship who seems wishy-washy as to what their boundaries are.
Yes. All right, this is Edgar. This is a Hinge snippet. My love language is physical abuse. Nah, I'm just playing. Just hold my arm when we go out and we cool.
Here's the thing. I hope that my Hinge profile or any dating profile has never made, I was going to say a woman, but I would say any human being say, what?
Yeah. If you, like, what the fuck, Edgar? It's not a funny joke. Like, and it's, no. Fuck you, 0.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could have. No,
You could have not made a joke about physical abuse and then said you were joking and then said, but actually I'm not.
Yeah.
You could have not done that, dude.
Also,
But hey, thank you for letting us know you're a piece of shit.
yeah, I don't like it.
I'll take it.
It's bad.
This is Jason, 25. He is self-unemployed.
Oh, I like that. That's a cool thing.
Date idea. I pick you up at 6 p.m. We eat rotisserie chicken in the grocery store parking lot and talk about aliens. You'll be home by 9.
We won people over with that.
We got some fans of rotisserie chicken, aliens, and Jason.
Yeah. It is wild that you think that's going to take 3 hours.
He's got a lot to say about aliens, man.
He's got so much to say about aliens. You know what? This is one of those things where I do like that the picture is a picture of rotisserie chicken.
yeah, sorry. The picture is a pretty sad-looking rotisserie chicken, too.
sucks.
It's not a good one.
It's certainly not one I would want to eat in a parking lot.
What I assume is his arm in a raincoat and like a vitamin water resting on it. It's
Yeah.
a very bad photo.
It's not
But
great.
he's self-unemployed, so we couldn't hire a photographer.
Self-unemployed is my new favorite term.
It is pretty funny. I feel like at the very least you know what you're getting with Jason, and it's not just rotisserie chicken in a parking lot talking about aliens. It's also a man who may not have a home in a month
Yeah. Or currently.
or currently. But it's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
I'm giving it a 6.
That's the thing. We heard the applause.
Everyone loved it in a way.
People were okay with it, and I think this is.
Would you swipe? Who knows?
But
But do you like him a little bit already?
yeah, it's hard not to like Jason.
This is Shane.
This is our last one, and then we'll go into bad sex writing.
Okay, well then are we doing Shane or are we doing... Or are
We
we
have
doing
to.
name scratched out?
Okay, we'll do 2.
Okay. Or are
You
we doing big
convinced me.
list? No, okay. Shane, about me. You're single, I'm single. You know what that means? Nobody wants us. My cat videos on Instagram get 10K views every day. They're a big deal. I host a banger of a party, and if you ever show up, you'll see me in my Speedo. If you swiped right, I'm going to assume you're toxic AF. Good thing I'm like a bull and charge headfirst to red flags.
Oh boy, there's a lot of good jokes in here, and let me tell you, as a cat owner, I do want to see these videos.
I do want to see these cute kitties.
Um,
Also, maybe hire him as our social media manager, because I
Right?
could do a 10K.
10K views every
Every time?
Every time.
Damn, we gotta hire some cats.
To be fair, in the scheme of social media, 10K is actually not that much.
Yeah, we beat that the other day. No biggie. No biggie.
I'm gonna give this a solid 7 because I think there's enough humor here that I would be willing to overlook the things that might be a little too real.
The thing I don't like is the toxic thing at the end, and I charge towards red flags. I feel like if it was without that, he would have won me back. That would have been like an 8.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe an 8. An 8.
Yeah, okay.
Was there a boo? No one agrees with that? And then last one. Their name is scratched out. Again, maybe for the best. They're a verified Tinder account. I don't know if that's good.
It's not bad.
Entrepreneur at Braid Hair. 5'6". And she says, this is all in caps, so should I yell it?
No. We're an audio podcast. Please
Oh, that's
don't.
true. Yeah, Dan got to edit this. So just imagine I'm yelling it. I'm going to say it the opposite. I'm going to say it very softly. If you dick Lil, please do me a favor and don't do me no favors. And no is spelt wrong.
Oh, no is spelled
Like-
so wrong.
Like if you know things, not
But
no
also,
favors.
they're spelling the wrong way.
Yes,
they're spelling it
it's-
KNO.
So if you dick Lil, please do me a favor and don't do me no favors. Stay away if you broke. Don't waste my time. Don't want to hear about your ex. Here to have fun, but not for long. And the icing on the cake. No judgment zone.
No judgment zone. We're in a We're in a safe space,
We're in
baby.
a safe space, unless you're broke or have a small dick or have an ex.
You know what? All of that, bad. Hate it. But the fact that you fucked up.
Yeah,
like
you used the wrong no and spelt the wrong no the wrong way.
No. Here to have fun, but not for a long time. That's not how you say it.
It's also just here to have fun, but not for long. Are they dying?
Maybe.
Like hashtag terminal.
Okay.
Or they're just, I don't know. Do we like that one? We got some no's, some half-hearted boos. You guys were so much more energetic earlier. Come on, give me a proper boo. There we go.
Love that.
There we go.
Thank you very much, friends. Before we end our episode, I do want to remind you a couple things. This is like a contractual obligation. There are 2 more events happening in Black Sheep in our Thirsty Thursday sort of series of stuff. Our next show, if you had a good time, October 26th. So if you're a planner or a header, think about it.
It's true. Fuck yeah.
Amazing. There's also cocktail classes that happen up here, which is cool as fuck. And it's happening very soon. September 25th or 8th, I'm not sure.
I would have said 23rd.
Okay. And October 19th. Also, we're starting a bi-weekly burlesque show. I know some of the performers in this bad boy, and it's going to kick ass.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you this is going to be a good night. The next show is October, Friday the 13th. Doors open at 8, and then there's one on the 27th of October and November 10th. Again, I'm not going to say that Black Sheep is guaranteeing that
They won't die on the 13th?
that there will be a death here, but me personally, I am saying you will see a person die.
Also, we do this podcast every Monday in your ears. So fbuddiespodcast.com or look up Fuck Buddies on every single app
Just
out
Google
there.
fuck buddies in your neighborhood.
Yeah, and
See
that'll
what happens.
That'll just click those links. So if you want to give us a listen, there are cards around, or ask us later, or whatever. We love you guys, and hopefully you love us right back.
Okay, you got some bad sex writing for me?
We do end the episode every time with some bad sex writing. This one's going to be very quick. It's a post I found on Twitter. I'm not going to read out their name.
Hold on. It's called X now?
Fuck you. I'm not going to read out their name for their own, I guess, safety. And it's very quick. So they say, cheating on a girl who does all 4 holes is just greedy.
What? I've seen this.
Someone just in the audience, I don't know if the mic picked it up, but I do want to repeat it, said, I've seen this.
Someone using all 4 holes or this tweet?
The tweet.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't even really know what that means.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's provocative.
It gets the people going. Thank you very much. My name is Dane Miller.
I'm Niall Spain. Thank you for coming out.
We've been your fuck buddies.